We are coming to you live from San Diego, man. We're at the halfway point in our show today, and we're not stopping because we've got the creator and the cast of Carnival Row here. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. All I know of this show is what I've heard, and all I hear is two words: fairy f***ing. What is this show about, man?
That's close. That's close. It's got that. It's got other things. Yeah.
It sounds so hot.
Yeah.
Take us into.
It's okay. Imagine a world and cut it in half. And on one hemisphere you got the lands of the Fae folk, all these mystical creatures, and on the other half you have the empires of man. And so a war has happened in the lands of the Fae folk and driving refugees over as immigrants to the empires of man, where the show then dramatizes the struggles that they have to go through, and that sort of thing through the lens of these characters. We always try to come into it from a character point of view, and these are our windows into this massive sort of world.
That sounds dope, but it also sounds incredibly expensive.
It is, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
And it's a period piece as
As
well.
his brainchild.
So not only are you like, let's do it with fairies and unreal people, you're like, let's set it back in time because we must have all the money.
Well, it turns out we do. Yeah, with Amazon.
And all the data, so we know it's going to work.
Yeah.
What, Orlando, you have no experience with the world of fantasy. It's supposed to be new for you and stuff.
It was tricky, yeah.
It's so weird to wear costumes.
Yeah.
How easy was it to sign on to this? Had you read something?
You know what's weird about this is, I really felt when I read this, I'd never seen this before. I'd never seen this world, I'd never seen these characters, and like you said, I've done a bit of history and fantasy stuff, so that was like a big green light for me, and the character's awesome. He's a man of mystery and secrets, and it's sort of a chance for me to sort of dance in my shadow self a little bit and show something that people haven't seen before. So that was a laugh, and also, I get to work with this remarkable cast of actors, and Cara here plays Vignette Stonemoss, who's an extremely feisty and cool Fae. I
am a Fae, yes. Yeah, so I play Vignette Stonemoss, who is a Fae. She's an amazing character to play, really. A fireball, Spitfire, but just a warrior with a really, really big heart. Very, very sensitive.
Are you the fairy in question?
I am, said fairy.
You get the wings and stuff?
Well, I'm not the only one. There are a few of us.
There's a bunch.
There is a bunch of us,
And there's a fairy brothel as well.
Get it? What? You filthy thing.
I mean, that was one of the selling.
I wrote it in college.
All his brainchild.
I wrote it in college. Good excuse.
Exactly.
How does one prepare for playing an unreal character?
Oh no, it's real. I am a pansexual fairy, so.
Get out of here. Then why are we talking about this show, man?
Did you see me fly into San Diego? I was with wings. Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Before we go further, I loved Valerian. I thought you were amazing in that movie.
Thank you.
I did too.
Look at you were dead shocked. You're like, what?
Excellent.
No, I did. I thought it was great.
wasn't.
I thought you were
Thank
fantastic.
Thank you.
What do you do in this?
Me?
Fellow Supergirl alumnus like me.
Yes, we are. I play Imogen Spurnrose. I'm a human woman with a lot of fancy dresses, puffy sleeves, a lot of tea parties are thrown at my place, and I just love gossip, and I'm trying to save my family's dwindling fortunes by hopefully marrying well, because at the age of 23, I'm getting on to be a spinster in the world of Carnival Row.
I do work for her, and she's a pretty mean boss.
Yes, I boss Cara
myself.
around.
Which she enjoyed, apparently, very much.
Yes, I enjoyed bossing Cara around a great deal.
Yeah. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, so I do between 3 to 5 hours of makeup every day.
As what character? What do you play?
I play a character called Agreus Astraeon, who is a faun, which to you and I is half goat, half man, obviously.
Obviously.
And he is, I mean, I don't know if it's arrogant to say, but I'm just going to go out and say it. He's extraordinary. I love working him out and discovering him. Thank you, Travis, for entrusting me with him.
Yes.
No problem.
He's like, we're talking about a world where there's a specific hierarchy of characters, and this guy is in the bottom. He's like not even fit enough to clean your shoes.
Right.
And he arrives having bought cash money. Cash. He's bought it with cash. Cash money, the biggest house in the poshest area, and he just drops the mic and goes, "You figure that out."
Right away, I just dig the fact that you were thankful for a part where you love the character.
I love it.
You never really
love it.
hear an actor and actress go like, oh, the depths, the extraordinary, I could do this. Most people are like, how do I do this?
I think that's why we all did this show. The
Yeah.
characters are so in depth and so realized. Even playing female roles, like it's really, they are so brilliant. Even though whether they are human or creature, they are so real and so human. That's why people, I think, even in this fantasy world, will really connect to the characters and their stories and the ways they intertwine.
You know, to add on to that, like you said, what's it like to prepare to play a character that isn't real?
Yeah.
But what you've written are themes that are very real and
Very
very
tangible.
accessible.
Yeah.
And so actually, you're not really thinking about how do I play these horns, because the excellent
play you.
makeup team have done that for you. You're literally just going, how do I explore unrequited love? How do I explore passion? How do I explore in freedom? And they're then things that we can all tap into and connect with.
It's one of the things I'm really extraordinarily grateful for is that these people are, the cast is really the first fans of this, and it's really to have this level of
Biggest
enthusiasm
fans,
about the
biggest
material and their characters. We really couldn't make a show of this scope and this depth without that sort of like enthusiasm and commitment. And they're really, they love it. We all sort of, it's a passion project for all of us.
All these cats have a real exotic accent, and you sound like me. How'd you get this job?
Travis, who do you play?
I wrote a
Cameo.
feature in college.
First
and
Blacklist
What was the
it was
feature?
the first Blacklist script. It was called Killing on Carnival Row.
Right.
It was a long time ago, about 16 years. And it sort of, it languished for a while in development hell. It got me my career. Everybody really liked it because it wasn't based on anything.
Right.
It was really hard to get made as a film. And it sort of languished, and I'd kind of given up hope on it until Legendary came around and acquired it and said, you know, have you ever thought about doing this as a TV show? And that just sort of opened up a whole new door and a whole new world, you know, and it sort of bloomed from there.
How thrilling, man, that like nothing is wasted. Like the thing that you were like, oh, I love this, but I guess it just started my career, comes back around and comes into your life in a big bad way.
Exactly. The way I put it, I was like, for me, beforehand, it was like the sacrificial lamb that like had to die so that I could have a career.
Right,
and I
right.
never, it was this
What
thing.
a writer thing to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
man. So dramatic, but
now
so
it's,
true.
Now it's happening, and it's really unreal. I love it so much. I can't wait for people to see it.
Very fortunate. Now you kids have done features and whatnot, and I was gonna say like, is it different doing episodic? But you did 2 episodics, like Rings and Pirates were like a TV show at one point. There were so many episodes of it.
Felt like a massive. This really feels like an 8-hour movie. I think the medium of TV has sort of been thought of previously up until now, perhaps as like the little brother or something, the poor little brother. But actually, that wasn't my experience on this at all. It felt like an 8-hour movie. It was Amazon
like the
was very
Godfather of
generous,
movies,
with a budget. So there was time and there was scale and there was scope and the sets. I mean, I have been on some of the most biggest sets and really remarkable sets, and honestly, the detail and the way that they built this backlot out of Carnival Row, which is where most of our Fae folk find themselves sequestered to. It was so detailed and beautiful and rich, and it was an amazing playground. It was an amazing stage to just get to perform on. It was, I think there's a lot of gratitude because we slogged. We really worked hard. I mean, it was like -6, -10 sometimes in Prague over the winter, but that all worked really well for the show. But it wasn't straightforward at times, but we really kind of, we got through it. There was a great team effort, and I think it stands a testament to Travis's original idea, which, we're excited for the audiences to see tonight, actually, by the way.
So what, is that a panel?
And if you haven't been to the activation, you should do that if
Yeah,
you're
check
here
out
in
the
Comic-Con.
activation.
And
The panel's already happened, but there's a screening tonight. So
there's a screening
So
tonight.
what did they show on the first episode?
First 2
Yeah, the
episodes.
First
two
two.
episodes,
Yeah.
Where's that happening?
That's at the Amazon activation site on First and MLK.
I drove past that. That looked expensive.
But
You
you
can
didn't
come.
go in. You
No,
didn't
it's
go
this
in.
You
huge
gotta
line,
come
man.
in.
It was massive and whatnot.
We'll get you in. We'll get you a
Hey,
I
pass.
could now. I know some people I might be able to get
It's
in.
you, man.
All right, I want to thank these cats for being here. I'm going to give it up for the kids from Carnival Row,
Thanks
for
for
heaven's
having
sakes.
Thank you.